Aloha.
Okay, very well. If you say so. If you say so. Doesn't matter if you're left or right, red or blue. The government don't give a flying about you.
Damn good show. We got Mr. Ronnie York. It's Ronnie Cash.
What's up, guys? Brother Harloha here, man, has just made my day. He just has.
Unstoppable, never run. Hear the words, feel the intimate, it's real. See on the spin, got that heart you can feel. In it ratchet, that's what we got. Love forgets nothing, it's the fire in the blood. All my folks shout out from every corner. You know it's right. Love and Italy, we go strong to the God. We the people, yeah, we are one.
Much respect for you. I love your channel. I love everything about you. You're the real deal.
Be kind to each other. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And just be nice for the hell of it. It actually feels good.
Thoughts are, man, you never know what's going to happen day to day. Like I always say, stay close to God, stay prayed up.
We the people, that we are one. Love can conquer, it's never done. Spread it heavy like a bullet from a gun. Together we rise, unstoppable, never run. We the people, yeah, we are one. Love can conquer, it's never done. Spread it heavy like a bullet from a gun. Together we rise.
If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. Have a beautiful morning, beautiful day, beautiful afternoon, beautiful evening, beautiful night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Much love, much aloha, and most importantly, God bless.
Wow, all right. Thank you, Todd Bushy. I like that compliment. I'll take that one. The coolest in the interwebs, Steve Harloha. What's up, my brother Kurt Kasprick, my brother from Detroit, Cheryl Rich, aloha, always good to see you, and Kameme, aloha. Hey, what's up, Mike? Good to see you, brother. I got the overlay on, I'm sorry. Hold on, I got too much going on at once here. I got all kinds of stuff going on. What the hell is even that? I am good, Kamame. I hope everything's been good with you. A lot of other people, I mean, I'm good because a lot of other people are way off worse than I am. So I've been sending out a lot of prayers to a lot of different people. One, always sending out prayers to Ronnie. Sending out prayers for Dave's mom, my second mom. And my dad and my son have been here visiting, so that's been awesome. So yeah, I can't complain for me, but a lot of people that are close to me aren't doing as well. So, hey, Antara Moody, aloha. Sharon Mercier, aloha. How is everyone in chat doing? How is can't even think. What was it? What is everyone? Not that's why, because I was starting it off wrong. What does everyone think about the election results? Are you happy? Or are you having a breakdown and videoing yourself doing it and posting it on the internet for the world to see and become a meme? What's up, Devil Dog? Aloha, brother. Evening, mother cluckers. Salty Explorer, aloha. But yeah, that cracks me up how people do that. They literally have a breakdown. They record themselves doing it, and then they put it out on the internet, which means it's there forever. And then when they become a meme, they get all butthurt. My question is, well, like I always said too before I say what my question is left, right, red, or blue, government doesn't give a flying flip flop about you. So, with that being said, it always is a little bit better with who's in there, not who won. But also, I just having that breakdown, and they say, "Oh, he's Hitler. Here comes World War III." Well, he was already in there for 4 years. How come he didn't do it? Like, what do you get the flip flop out of here with that garbage? Garbage, I tell you, garbage. Oh, I didn't even check. I hope you guys can hear me all right. I hope I'm not yelling in the mic or talking too close or not loud enough. Yeah, right on, Todd Bushy. That's the only thing I'm worried about, though, Todd. Two-way all the way, but Trump is for the red flag laws. So I don't know how that's gonna work. Oh wait, what happened? Okay, Dave's not here, man. He is, but for some reason, oh, that's why. Ha ha. What's up, brother Dave?
What's up, man? I'll go.
Yeah, dude, you didn't have to come if you don't want to, or I'm not gonna go along anyway because I know you got a lot going on, dude, and I don't want you to have to worry about this when you got bigger things going on.
Oh, I love this. Just been a bad week for me.
Yeah. Well, then the only reason I didn't text you back and tell you no is because this might help you a little bit too. Take your mind off, talk about things for a little bit. It might take some of the stress away or make you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, man.
I need some meth.
I got some meth for you, baby. They're called mustache kisses.
Well, I just got back from the hospital, 9 hours sitting with mom. So checking her for everything under the sun, can't figure it out. Severely dehydrated. No. Checking her for everything. They had teams of people in there, like 5, 6, 7 people at a time, like teams, the neurological team, the cardiology team. Excuse me. So yeah, hello everyone. Good to see you all. My mom, just so y'all know, I'm not going to give all my mom's business, but the other day she didn't answer her phone. Like half the day I took off from work to do a wellness check, and she was on the ground when I kicked in the back door. She wasn't answering. I didn't have a key, so I kicked in the back door and she was on the floor, and I ended up having to take her to the hospital with EMS. So it's been a long 4 days now. So I appreciate.
That was 4 days ago already.
No, it seems like it because I've been at the high. It could have been less.
No, it could have been, dude, man. Because time's been going by so fast for me. It's just literally, man. It's like, whoa, it's already Thursday. It's like, So it probably was 4 days ago. It just, to me, it doesn't seem like it.
Couldn't move. So anyway, mom's superhero to me.
Oh yeah, just like my dad's my hero and your mom's your hero. So yeah,
best friend. Basically, like you could call her and tell her you got 15 hemorrhoids up your ass, and she wouldn't care, and she would tell you how to fix it, or tell you were stupid for getting them in the first place, or whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit one side, light the other on fire, and you get what you deserve. But nah, yeah, I mean, she was my mom too, man. She's my second mom. She raised me, and I was praying for her last night, this morning.
Oh, it's cool. Like last night, I couldn't sleep And I was going to stay with her all night at the hospital, and they kicked me out. And they were really adamant about it. And I was starting to get loud, and I knew that
They,
if I pushed it any further, the security was going to come and it was going to be a big hoopla. So I chilled for mom, but I
they
was not
wouldn't let you
happy.
stay overnight.
No,
That's your mind. It's not like
exactly. And she's out of it. So she was out of it, and she has to make decisions, and sometimes if you're out of it, you're not in the right place to make decisions. So you need an advocate there to help you, right? And
yeah,
they don't want the advocate there because it causes them problem because it makes them have to actually work, and they don't want to work. Not
yeah.
all of them. I'm not saying all of them, but I'll give you a little bit of an example tonight. She's supposed to be on fluids, severely dehydrated. Her skin is like flaky, so dehydrated, like terribly dehydrated. And they forgot to put her on, they didn't put her bags on. They didn't put the bags up, like her fluid bags. They gave her 2 yesterday. They ordered more today, and they hadn't done it. 2 hours went by, and I went and found the nurse. I'm like, dude, listen, man, it's almost 5:30. Nobody came to get her lunch menu. Nobody came and put her bags up. Nobody came and gave her antibiotics because she had a fever. I said, what's going on? And then there was a lady next to us that had been there when we first got there on her bags and antibiotics, and they thought that was my mom's stuff. And it's because my mom went to CT scan, right? So the nurse came in, and my mom was gone to CT scan. He went to lunch and just assumed that the next nurse would handle it when she got back from CT scan. Well, they didn't. So for 2 hours, and then I'm like, this is ridiculous. It can't be taking this long. So I asked him, like, dude, man, she's not had any fluids for over 2 hours. Do you see the shape she's in? And he's like, oh my God, let me
Dude,
run. So he runs in there and he brings all this stuff. And it's like, I was like, you guys got to get on the ball here, man. You don't want me to be here at night, but yet you forgot to put my mom's. I don't want to cuss, man, but
they can't even do their job. Wait,
like,
yeah,
okay, how hard is it to put a bag on the fucking pole and flip the thing so it'll drip? Like I'm
it is.
trying not to cuss. It's just ridiculous. Like I can
Well,
see like
I'm not gonna say the name of the place, but I know the place, and I don't like that place personally. But
and this is a lot of hospitals, man. And I know people hate to talk about this whole, the vid thing, but a lot of really good nurses and doctors and stuff had to leave you know, had to leave because they wouldn't get the jab. And they're just filling in these spots with these people, and I don't think they're qualified, man. It's almost like they're desperate for people, so they're just pulling in who they can. And if you want to be a nurse, in my opinion, you have to actually care about people and want to help people. Otherwise, why are you a nurse?
yeah,
For the money?
I thought that was the part of the job. Like that was like the main reason you would become a nurse, right?
So I try to
I
give them the
thought.
benefit of the doubt. Like, well, maybe they're busy, or maybe the order didn't go through yet. Maybe they're just really backed up, whatever. But it wasn't. It was like a legitimate. I went to lunch and assumed someone else would do it. To me, it's laziness, man. It's like,
Pure
and
laziness.
and people can die from that, man. On a live, whatever YouTube wants me to
Yeah,
say.
and
Fuck
they
YouTube,
do
things
all
like
the
that.
time. But oh,
Just
and
saying,
Blackbird was asking if is she in ICU?
she's not.
No, okay.
She's not. They did multiple CT scans, chest scans, carotid scans. You name it, man. They're doing it. Still trying to figure out what happened. I'm not going to get into like all their personal information, but like some stuff was off. She's got some stuff wrong with her, like ongoing things that aren't going to go away.
So, what are the times where they say you can't spend the night? But what's the night? What time do you have to leave? And what time can you go back?
Well, what got me tonight is right. So my mom wouldn't eat all day. She won't eat. She's just sleeping because she was just through an ordeal. Like I found out she was on the floor for over 5 hours before I found her, man. And if I didn't, wasn't paranoid and go check on her and got off at 10:30 at night, that would have been another, 5 hours she would have laid there. That's not good for people to lay on the floor like that with no oxygen on when they need it. So I
Isn't
was,
it good for someone to lay on the floor at that, even if they
yeah,
don't need it?
right. So I
Yeah.
was tripping, right? And then so I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna go get you your chocolate milk. Like she loves the really good chocolate milk, the thick milkshake type of deal. And so I went in, got her. I went in at like 8 o'clock. They're giving her a breathing treatment. So I'm like, cool. I'm gonna go get the chocolate milk. Well, I come in at 8:30, and I'm like, hey, I need you to let me in the room. Blah blah blah. And they're like, well, visiting hours are over. And I'm like, it's 8:32. What do you
That's
mean they're
early.
over? And I said, I just got my mom chocolate milk. She hasn't eaten all day. All she had was a little bit of ice cream, one of those little tiny pint cups.
Oh, yeah, I know those literally
And
tiny.
I'm like, I have her phone for one thing. And my iPad's upstairs. And I didn't tell her goodnight. And I didn't kiss her. I didn't say nothing. There's no way I'm leaving unless you let me up there. And then the security's like, well, the desk is currently busy and they're not answering the phone, or I'm like, dude, they're like, if you would like to have a seat, we'll see if we can call them back. And I sat there for like 15, 20 minutes. And mind you, my mom's kind of out of it. So like her phone that I call, she know how to answer it. So I called it and I thought they were going to say it's after hours for the phone calls. I guess that's 9. But after like the 21st
Wait,
ring, she
what?
answered it. And
Wait
I
a
go,
minute. Is this a prison or
that's what
you
I'm
can't even
saying.
have phone calls after? What? I've never heard that, dude. But I don't. That's
I have no
wow.
idea, Dub. We're still in the process of trying to figure out what's going on, but
You can't
thank you
even have
for asking. But
phone calls. Dude. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
so I call her on the phone. She answers the 21st ring. I'm like, thank God. I couldn't believe she answered it because it's not like the regular old days phone. It's on a rope or some crap coming out of the bed now. And it's not clearly marked. I said, Mom, hit the nurse button, the big red button, and call them. They'll come. When they come, put them on the phone and let me talk to them. And then she did that and caused a ruckus. And then she's like, well, what do you need? I said, I got to come up and give my mom her phone so I can call her, talk to her if she needs me to make a decision. Then I need my iPad and I need to give her a phone and tell her goodnight. And you guys, I went out to get the chocolate milk and came back. You're not going to let me say goodnight now? I didn't even know that you didn't tell me I couldn't come back. And they went in to do the breathing treatment. So I said, I'm going to step out for about 15 minutes. They never said a word. It's a hospital. So
She's in a hospital right now, so
then they're like, well, you got to get a VIP or whatever pass, a guest pass from, not VIP, a guest pass from the security. And security blew me off, told me to go wait in the lobby. So I got my mom, and then at that point I was so mad that I just waited for the next person to be allowed to go back into the ER section. And when they opened the door for the person, I went right behind her, and the lady looked at me. I said, hey, they said upstairs I could come up and get my stuff and leave. So I'm going up. And I just booked it and, gave her spent like 15 more minutes with her, kissed her, brought her some soup and whatever, you know. Just like it felt like prison, man. But I was
Yeah, they just. I'm still can't wrap my head around that. No phone calls. I've never. Jeez.
like, would you leave your mom when she was that frail in the middle of the night and
No,
trust people that forgot to put the fluid bags on?
I wouldn't. Honestly, man, and I don't know. I don't want to. I would be like, I'm taking her out of here and bringing her to a different hospital because this is bullshit.
If I wasn't so mentally broke down from the last couple of days, I thought about taking her out, but she's frail right now. Like,
Yeah, this.
it's gonna be hard, really hard on her. So I'm not sure. No, her kidney enzymes and everything came back decent, and she didn't have a heart attack, and she didn't have a stroke. So we're just like scratching our heads, and it's like I don't know if you ever seen that show House. House, the doctor who tries to figure out the
Oh,
impossible cases. This is like
yeah.
starting to feel like it's one of those. Yeah.
The house, the doctor that was hooked on Vicodins.
But you always got that one, and the other thing I know was a factor. I know this was a factor, and everyone's probably gonna think I'm crazy, but the election just happened, and a lot of them were liberal, and I'm not. And I know that they're just like, screw this guy. You know what I mean? They were just, I don't even want to say it on air. I'm not going to say it on air, but I'm sure you guys have seen reverse discrimination before, and this was definitely one of those moments. Yeah, good. You need something? You're not getting it. Trump won. Screw you.
Right. Yeah, and I know what you're saying.
They're mad at somebody. They got to take it out on somebody. I guess I was the guy, and I'm nice to all of them. Super nice to them. I'm helping them do their job. I'm bringing her the tissues. I'm taking the trash out. I'm feeding her. I'm doing half their work.
Yeah, but they're the tolerant ones that are all about joy and happiness, right?
No,
Yeah, yeah. I was being sarcastic, but yeah.
but
What's up, Nut House?
some of them were great. You know, some of the people there were great. I can't say the whole hospital sucks. It's just like the one lady was mad that I was sitting in there because she had to clean up after the last person, and she's slamming the bed, kicking it up, scaring the crap out of my mom's jumping because she's just slapping the. You know how the bed goes up four times and they're washing it. They're mad that I'm in their way. Like, I don't want to say it was a racial thing, but it seemed like it to me, man. It was like, how dare you? She's just slapping her rags down, and you know how people, you
Dude,
can tell when they're mad. They're slamming stuff, and
if that's the feeling you got, then that's probably exactly what it was. Because yeah,
I'm just
it's
like, listen, ladies, I'll buy you a steak. Just stop slamming stuff down. Literally, I'll give you $50 to come back another time. But yeah, whatever. So that's been my week. It's been a sucky week for me. And I'm hoping my mom made it. I called the pastor last night of my old church, and I haven't talked to a pastor in a really long time. And I was like, all right, I said this out loud, and if it makes me crazy, it does. And I don't care because I love my mom enough to do it. I was like, God, I expect for you to show up in this situation because I've tried to do what's right, and I've talked to you about it, and I expect you to show up. And I called this pastor at 1:30 in the morning that I used to talk to come and talk to her, right? And he answered the phone. He's like 60 something years old. He answered the phone next to his wife, told me, I didn't even ask him. He said, I'll be there in the morning. Just tell me where she's at. And he showed up today.
wow,
And
that's
the
awesome.
first time I saw her smile since the whole thing began was when she saw that dude. And he's a great guy, man. He's not fake. He's not in it for the money. He legitimately is a retired nurse.
Well, no, I mean, if he was faker in it for the money, he wouldn't have answered at 1:30 in the morning to begin with.
But basically,
And
that's what I said out loud. I go, okay, God, if this is real and you're hearing me, let this dude answer the phone at 1:30 in the morning because I couldn't sleep. I didn't care who I'm upset, you know. And boom, he answers the phone. He's like, "Hello, Dave."
well, you know what
He
it
goes, "Are
is,
you
man.
okay?" I'm like, "No."
You were demanding your mother got fluids, dude. You are clearly an unhinged far right bigot. Exactly, Fortune thought.
And I wasn't even mean to him, you know.
You were demanding she gets fluids? Whatever, you bigot. Shut up. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so they ended up giving her a different fluid at the end. They gave her something called LN. I don't know for all you nurses out there. It's like a fluid. I think it's more thick and more salty. It helps you hold water so you don't get dehydrated as fast. So they gave her the good stuff, you know, after I complained. So he made up for it, and I'm like, it's all good, man. But you know, people die. You can't forget that stuff, man. This is
Well,
not like you forgot your screwdriver, man. This is
is what I say.
different,
The thing is, you shouldn't have
right? You
dude.
shouldn't have to
It's like
remind the hospital to do their job.
it's like if a customer called me to replace their water heater, and I took the old one out, got rid of it, put the new one in place, and left. And they're like, "Hey, we don't have any water." I was like, "Oh, I forgot to hook up the water part."
Yeah, man. I took lunch
Like,
and I thought the next guy was gonna tighten that up for you.
yeah, I thought someone else was gonna show up to hook up the water line. I
Hey,
didn't
just
know.
real quick shout out to everyone in chat, Van Life, Garrett, Todd Bushy, Rage Against the Machine, Duff, Garrett. I said
And
Garrett twice.
Van Life says you need to what do you say? Get south of the Mississippi.
Yeah, man. I'm my tent stakes are down till mom gets better, dude, or whatever happens, happens, you know. Thanks, Sharon and Snooks. Good to see you. Yeah, sorry I'm down tonight, guys, man. I wasn't even gonna come on, man. It's just like my head's
Well, that's what I was
pounding. I'm
saying.
done, dude. I'm like
I was
wore out.
saying earlier. I was just gonna tell you, don't even worry, brother. But then I thought this might help. You know, talk about it,
Well, you know
whatever.
why I'm on
But
here, right? Because I knew if I didn't come on here, you're gonna start bashing Trump. So I had to show up. So you couldn't bash on Trump the whole time you were on.
okay, I wasn't gonna bash. Look, okay. I'm
I'm
very
kidding.
happy that that was the outcome, but he's still gonna take away your rights.
Well, so be it. So
But
be it.
no, at the same time, I would not. I'm glad it ended up that way and not the other way.
And
Very,
real
very
quick,
happy.
what's already happened, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but what's already happened is today, hey, shout out Howard. Today, Putin came out and said he would like to reset relationships with the U.S. He said that today.
Really?
Hamas came out and said that they're ready for a truce. They're ready to negotiate something. They want to get something done. Zelensky, all the guys, like all the players have basically reaching out because they know that they don't know what this dude's going to do. You know, they knew exactly what Biden was going to do.
Well, right. Basically, they were like, "Hey, mom and dad's out of town. We'll do whatever we want." And then Trump gets in, and oh, mom and dad's home.
And no offense if you're a Democrat, I don't hate you, man. I don't. If you liked Biden, you know
No,
that's
yeah,
all good. I don't care.
that's
Just in my opinion, I don't
right.
think
Oh,
they were strong enough. You know,
real quick, I got to Howard County Observer. Aloha, brother. Good to see you. But a few months ago, I don't even remember the number now, but basically over 1,000 people wrenches. So I took everything away and then only left a few moderators. But it's
you,
good to see you, brother, and I'm glad you're here.
you said
Um,
you didn't anyway, but yeah, man.
and then also the answer Fortune thought, like you said, who else? No, that's why I said I'm glad that way. But it's the old thing Fortune thought with well, you got to pick the lesser of two evils. Well, picking the lesser of two evils is still picking evil. So basically, all I'm saying is that left, right, red, or blue, the government doesn't care about you. So
I think the
to
whole
me, they're
world's
all.
evil, to be honest, man. I think
Well,
evil is in everything.
that's the direction it's going.
I mean, it's in even us
But
sometimes, and we fight it. But I mean, there's always the temptation to do wrong, man. It's a lot
oh,
easier in this world to lie
oh
than
yeah.
and get ahead. Go ahead, man. I know you're about to talk to Watt.
Dude, that's crazy wildlife because I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, I was gonna look it up and I never did, but I was like, I wonder if anyone else did two terms but not consecutively.
You want to know
And
what's
you just
sickening to me, guys? Nevada and whatever else, Arizona, are still not called, dude. These people are so inept. They do not know what they're doing. They cannot. I asked my mom. I go, Mom, am I remembering wrong, or were all the elections growing up? Didn't they decide those like before we went to bed every night? Like when we had an election, we always knew by like 12 or 1 who was going to be president. And she goes, yeah, that's how it always was. So what happened? People don't know how to count all of a sudden?
right. Well, it's that the way they do. Don't didn't they change the way they teach math or something?
Well, Nevada, I think it's Nevada, is still at 62% counting.
Oh, are you serious? I
And we're
didn't know
like, it's
that.
like the what, 3 days? What is it? The 7th. So two
Yeah,
days later, they're still counting.
yeah. What the?
It doesn't matter really anymore, but it does because it happens every time and you can't fix it. Like, what happened last year, so why didn't you send something to fix it this year?
Right. Yeah, you only had 4 years to figure it out.
Right. And so, like you're saying, I agree a lot with the government doesn't really care about you. I do agree a lot with that because, like, if they cared, then they would have fixed those machines. There was 7 hours. Some people waited 7 hours to vote. Some of the college kids. I was reading these crazy, like they stood in line for 7 hours to vote. It's crazy. Like, in what country do we live in where it should take 7 hours to vote?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It just shows you how screwed up, and these people want more government. And I'm like, look how much you already screw up. Let private people handle this. They do a much better job. Yeah, like the machine's not working. There was 2 machines that didn't work in a highly Republican area in Pennsylvania, and I thought they were going to pull the same thing again, but it was just too big to rig.
I was waiting for it, man. I was waiting for
So
it.
was
Like,
I. I
when are they
told my
gonna shut
wife.
it down? When are they gonna shut it down and come back in 2 hours?
Yeah, when I read at 1 o'clock in the morning, they were still counting down in Detroit at the Hamilton building, the one that they put the cardboard boxes over the window so the media couldn't see last time.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I read it at 1 o'clock, they were still counting, and I'm like, they're gonna do it again. They're like, they wouldn't call Michigan. Trump was up 190,000, and it wouldn't call Michigan over 2 counties, like in Wayne County, two different areas in Wayne County. I'm like, is there even 190,000 votes left? That's a lot of votes for Michigan.
Yeah.
There's not that many people in Michigan. But I mean, he won. I was shocked. He won Michigan, and I'm proud to say that. Okay, as much as I say that, I'm not against Arabs and anything, but they freaking stood up. I'm telling you, like there was 40,000 votes for the middle person in Michigan, I think it was, for Jill Stein or something, like a third party, like the Green Party.
I don't even know who it was. Yeah. Wow.
Never seen 40,000 people vote for the Green Party, but they were just like, they gave her the finger, basically. They gave Biden the finger and we're like, we're not voting for you. And had even 20% of the Arabs voted for Kamala, she would have won Michigan. It was so tight. And all of the Arabs, I'm telling you, my brother, everywhere there was Trump signs all through Dearborn because they want the wars to stop in Lebanon and Gaza. And their people are being killed, and in
Yep.
Israel, everywhere. Nobody wants to see constant bombs going off and people dying and not being able to get food and water. I mean, it's just nuts. So
See,
what?
Howard County gets me because that's exactly how I feel. Dislike politics, Trump and Kamala and government. I dislike all of it.
Well, I shoot 50% of Trump I don't like. Now, Joe Rogan came out today and said something good. He said, "Okay, now you won, Trump. Now pull everyone together. Do everything you can to try to unite the country. Like, give a little bit, compromise a little bit, right?"
Yep.
So,
And everyone in chat too, if you haven't already, hit that like button.
yeah,
Like.
I forgot to hit the like button again. Yeah, so I'm proud of them, man. I mean, I'm proud of them. They, at least I can always say that about the Arabic community, man. Is when I drive through Dearborn, man, at night they're not watching the television. They got like 9, 10, 11 people in the front yards. They got the kids playing around. The adults are sitting in a circle. They're all talking about their days and stuff. They have a good family base. And
Oh
it
yeah.
reminds me of when we were kids, where we could ride bikes and be free and not be afraid. You remember the childhood we had. Our kids don't have that.
Yeah.
But in Dearborn, it's still like that. So I do admire that about them, you know what I mean? And that,
You remember I used to live in East Dearborn. Yeah, it's they're
yeah.
very family oriented.
And when they wronged them, they all stuck together and stood up for themselves and they said, "Okay, no more Democratic vote. Bye." I was amazed because Michigan's almost always blue.
Well, it
I
used to always be, and then it was like I thought it turned into a swing. I don't know. I thought it was like 50-50.
The cool part is for me, and I know that you might not agree with me, but I like RFK, and they're going to put RFK in the healthcare systems and try to fix that. And he's a Democrat, but he has conservative thoughts too, which to me means cool, right? Like that means he's a thinker. He may be not part of the machine. Like he has different ideas. He's just not one sided, which I like. But I
And that's
hope
like I always say too is that a lot of people that get in to politics and that they go in with the best intentions, but and they're not part of the machine, but then they eventually become.
Van got a ticket. You got a ticket because it's dark, or did you get a ticket because you're speeding, you bonehead?
The
I love
the
Van.
pirates.
I love
The,
Van.
the pirates got them. They flipped on the chairs
Right.
and berries and said, "Give us money, and then we're gonna make your insurance go up because of it, and it's gonna mess your whole
I would
because
just
you
blame the
put no
darkness.
danger." And let me guess, you were going 10 over at the most.
I would blame the darkness. I'd be like, totally, dude. Like,
Who 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 was the victim? Who got hurt? Who'd you put in danger? Nobody. What's up, Big Chap?
were you on a
Uh,
motorcycle, Van?
That was funny as hell what Big Chap sent me earlier.
Hey, what's up, chap? Good to see you, brother.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah, old school. The Democrat now
Exactly.
isn't what it used to be.
Exactly. I actually liked Bill Clinton, those kind of guys. I mean, of course he did what he did, but I'm just telling you, Bill Clinton, guys, I hate to say this, but Bill Clinton did what a lot of men do. He just got caught and he did it in the wrong place, man. And
I
I don't
did
know.
not have sexual relate. Oh, Okay,
And of
maybe I
course,
did.
yeah, and of course he lied about it like every other man would do in that position. But he did what a lot of men do. He just got
Right.
caught. And I'm not condoning it. It was wrong. But it was well, I don't know why he would ever do that in the Oval Office. It's kind of stupid.
Well, when you got that much power and ego, why wouldn't you?
Hey, check this out.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the hospital watching the TV with mom. One of the news things was like 43 monkeys escaped today. I don't know from where because I wasn't paying that close attention, but 43 monkeys escaped from some place because someone left the gate open. And I'm thinking like automatically, I'm like, okay, Trump won. It's going to be contagion. It's going to be the new virus from monkeys. And they're like, don't worry, the monkeys can't make you sick, but lock your windows. And they literally on the news said, lock your windows and doors. Don't approach the monkeys and call 911 if you see the monkeys.
What the?
I
And what do you
know,
mean?
dude. I'm like, did
And
I
how do you
lock it?
accidentally leave a gate open when there's 43
Yeah.
monkeys?
See
Well, there was
what light
probably
zone.
more, but
Oh Lord, I hit the wrong thing. 1 second. Wow, Garrett. I hit the blow one instead of that. Yeah, 50 monkeys escaped from a facility near Beaufort,
uh,
South Carolina. So it begins.
oh, real quick, Howard County, I could take it away, man, but I had the hardest time taking them all away last time. But if you want me to take it back, I will. I just feel bad about doing it.
Just keep your wrench. You may need it someday.
No, well, that's the whole thing because I don't. It's I'd rather just have a handful of moderators that actually moderate. So it's one of those things like if you're not going to moderate, then then just still be in chat and enjoy yourself. And
And the thing is we should, once in a while we should be dropping links, on moderators. If you could drop some people's different
right,
links
yeah,
because
actually, if someone could drop Howard County's link and the Nut House, shout out to the Nut House.
ultimately we want to be a community and we want to help each other out. We want to sub each other up, and if you can't see someone's link, you can't do that. So I get the
Right.
reason why people want one. I never wanted
Yep.
one for power. I just wanted to be able to sub people.
Yep. And Big Chap, drop your link too. But
I'll get this right
that's the other thing. Like, yeah, because before when everyone, even if I didn't know them, anyone that came into my chat, I just boom wrench. Then they could all click on each other's names and go to each other's channels and do it that way. But then after you have 1,000, it's like shit. And you're only allowed to have I think so many. And I was like, yeah, 1,000 wrenches is a lot.
And if you guys ever want someone's link, man, just say, hey, can I get so and so's link? I do it all the time on Dan Anderson's channel, man, because they don't rent anybody, even if they like you'd be best friends with them. They just don't do it, which I
Well,
understand.
I was thinking about using Nightbot again. I haven't used Nightbot in a year and a half, but I guess there's a way you could set it up to where you type something in the chat and Nightbot will automatically pop it up or something like that. I don't
If
know.
you use Nightbot, you got to rename it to like Linda or something. I can't stand that when it says Nightbot. Just be like Channel Mod or rename it Nightbot. Kind of name is that, Nightbot? Am I wrong? I mean, I just hate it.
No, that's why I got rid of it, man. I think it was at least a year and a half ago, but I remember I was doing a live stream too, and I was like, and I turned it off, and I was like, I just put Nightbot to sleep.
Yeah, when I'm not gonna lie, man. You guys know I like truth. When I go on people's, I'm no offense. I just say what I think. But when I go on channels that have that Nightbot, I just think it's kind of ghetto. It's just me. I mean,
There
unless
you go.
you literally don't have moderators,
There you go. Name it Dayborg.
right? Tayborg. So the other day, I forgot to tell you, Steve, that I got a call. I think I called you. I think I did hang up with you because I thought Elon Musk was calling me.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was me. We were talking.
Thank you, Snooks. Yeah. So I have a video of me. My phone rings and it's Elon. It says Elon Musk, and like my eyes got all big, but I got a little short. I'm gonna put out eventually about it. It was actually Elon Musk's camp. He was having like a in-town rally, and it was like one of those what do they call them? The little buildings. What do they call those? Camp meetings or I don't know, town halls. And he sent
Okay.
me a link. He said he called me, and then when it should have gave me options to join, but it was already too full. So I was literally talking to this thing, going, Elon, I know it's you, man. I'm like, I know you can hear me, bro. I've been waiting for you to call me, man. You know, I was trying to like be stupid, so maybe he would pick up, or maybe one of them would pick up. But you know, like the Ginger Billy doll for you.
Right.
You imagine Elon picks it up and is just like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up with you, Elon, man?" You
See,
know,
that's the
like,
next one I got to work on. I got to work on that impersonation, the Elon Musk.
I'd ask him. I would just stutter a lot. Elon, uh, uh, are
Yeah.
you a bad guy
Whoa,
or
whoa,
a good guy?
whoa.
Because I can't tell. Truth, right?
No, yeah, that's.
Do we know if Elon's a good guy or actually a bad guy? I can't decide.
Oh, and Wayne Sanford, Aloha, and you serve with most. Where's here? You in California, or where are you surfing at? But yeah, it's hard to tell with Elon, because wasn't he like the opposite just a couple years ago? I'm not even sure. I don't know.
I know that the like 1 year on Halloween, he wore a Baphomet costume, which threw me off because, like, when Satanist temples or whatever, you know how they're fighting to put their statues in city hall since you have the Ten Commandments or whatever. So they want to be able to put their statue in too. Well, the statue is a Baphomet. It's a half man, half woman, and then goat with a goat head. And there's a kid at each one of the knees of the Baphomet.
That
And
sounds like a ritual, bro.
and that was Elon Musk's costume for Halloween last year. Was a Baphomet. And then his mom had an all black leather suit on with heels, and his girlfriend
Oh
had an all
yeah.
black leather suit on with heels. So right there, I was like, I mean, I know it's just a costume, but I was like, are you trying to tell us something, or is this just fun for you? Are
Hey,
you
aloha, Salt and Light, and aloha, Anunnaki, the one. Yeah, I remember that
Harold
though.
Rick?
When once you
What's
said
up?
his mom was in all black, it clicked, and I remember that seeing that picture.
I
But
appreciate
yeah,
all the
and
love for my mom too, guys.
Snooks,
Thank
hey
you.
Snooks, I don't trust anyone either, especially if they're a multi-billionaire and have that much power. I'm sus. I'm sus of them too.
Yeah, I just want to know where all these 50 monkeys are. How do you
Yeah, and
lose
what?
50
So
monkeys?
what if one does get in your window or comes in your house, like, and
You better
you
whip some
shoot it?
bananas at that thing and run.
No, but let's say you shoot it to protect you and your family. Are you gonna get in trouble because you unalived a monkey?
If it
Like,
happened to me and I popped a monkey in my house, I ain't never telling nobody. That sucker's
yeah, I
getting
was just gonna
buried in the
say nobody
backyard.
would ever know, man. Nobody would ever know. What monkey? I ain't seen no monkey.
Cheryl Rich, I appreciate all the love that you always send out for my mom. And Snooks, thank you very much. Appreciate all your kind words. I missed them earlier. I just looked. Yeah, in Michigan, straight to jail. Well, that's why you got to get the little baby. I can't say that. What do I call them, Steve? Pew pews.
Oh yeah,
They
pew
got
pew.
they got like a 16. I don't. I'm not gonna say this right, but there's a certain amount of grain in each projectile, They have a 16 grain varmint load that you can fire, and it doesn't even barely make a noise. Like it's literally sounds like you shot maybe a pellet gun in your backyard, and that does the job on any
Dude,
creepy
check this
critter.
out, man. This is what you got to get. No background checks. Hold on one second. I'm pulling it up.
False alarm. It was just an owl. Sorry,
Hearing
man.
technology, no background checks, legal in all 50 states, ships directly to your door. And the projectiles runs out CO2, and the projectiles, they have ones that have pepper spray in it. And then they just have regular projectiles. They even got a rifle. Wow.
I'm trying to.
But yeah, it's completely legal. You don't need a license. You don't need none of that.
We could have a whole show one day on why Republican and Democrats chose the icons that they use.
Yeah, why would you decide a jackass? Jackass.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you had a choice, why would you pick that?
Right.
Are they
Doesn't make any
telling us
sense.
what they are? And
Like even here in Hawaii, that like their pigeon talk or the like slang, they call people donkeys if they're like instead of calling them an idiot. It's like, oh, donkey. Why would you pick the donkey?
I don't know. Wildlife is killing me, dude. Hey, wait, I think I hear one of the monkeys in the
Right.
tree. And then he says, false alarm. It was just an owl. That's excellent. I killed me an owl, mama.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of them devil monkeys.
Right. Oh, right on, big chap. Yeah, I've seen not even all, but yeah, you and Dave are about the same. So yeah, I would stick with that too if I had what you guys have. Shit.
Hey, if anything goes down, I'm calling Chap, man, and we're
Dude,
going
you
back to
guys
back on anything that comes.
and you guys would probably cover the whole lower southern end of Michigan from east to west.
Can you spell Tannerite? Don't say any more about it.
Everyone before 1972 is immune from monkeypox.
Except for the African over there in Africa when they were doing the monkeys. Isn't that where AIDS came from? I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be weird, but isn't that
Well, that's
was,
what they say. That's yeah.
they said AIDS came.
Wasn't that Fauci too? I think that was Fauci too with that whole pandemic.
Pretty sure Fauci was around like in Noah's Ark days. That dude's old. Garrett, I'm hoping he doesn't, even though I don't dislike Garrett. I don't know, not Garrett, but Elon. I don't dislike him. I just hope he
Midwest.
doesn't, you know. What's up,
What's
Midwest?
up, Midwest? So my rotisserie can't fit monkeys, owls, bats, whatever. Or my rotisserie can fit.
But it's
Yep.
funny because I just watched that movie Contagion like 5 days ago.
Oh, I remember that movie. Yeah, that's yeah, I remember that movie. I'm trying to
I feel like because Trump won that they're going to try and discipline us for it in some way or another. If you can
oh
get
yeah,
my meaning.
absolutely. Let me see. Open.
Like was the Rona actually a disciplinary action? Was it?
Ah,
They
good
said it was
question.
on
Yeah,
purpose, right? I'm not trying to spread no disinformation. I'm just saying.
right. But why was that's the thing? Why was it on purpose?
Like, oh, you
Like,
voted this way. How dare you? That's my biggest problem with Trump. And I hate saying it out loud because people don't like it. But I'm just saying how I feel about it is that I don't like Trump's always saying, well, I got rid of COVID too, and people were dying left and right, and I got it. And it's like,
Yeah, you
no,
can
that was
call
a
me.
rush mess, you know? It really
You can
was a
call
rush.
me the father of the vaccine.
Yeah, it was.
Even though that everyone that's for him is against the vaccine, that doesn't make sense. Like,
Well, if I was him, I wouldn't take credit for it. I would just be like, I was forced to come up with some sort of solution. And this is the best I had with the greatest minds that I could get. This was just like, I mean,
absolutely Midwest, absolutely, me too. We're in the same boat, brother. He wants to indemnify all police.
well, we're going to see if it happens, aren't we? We're going to see if
I
that's true
pray,
or not.
I pray to God that it doesn't.
And if he
You know what
doesn't,
I pray? I just pray that he does all the stuff he did 2016 to 2020. He made a bunch of promises. He didn't keep, not all of them, but he didn't keep quite a few of them. And I just hope he does the same thing with the indemnifying thing, doesn't follow through.
you know how he said he's going to get rid of all the illegals, like have a mass deportation. I heard him break it down today. I was listening to something when I was at the hospital, and they said they're obviously not going to go after everyone. They're going after mostly the ones that have done criminal acts.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard the same thing. Yeah.
You know, and it's like they say
Which
one
is
thing, but how could you really get rid of 20 million people?
right. But I agree with too. Yeah, get rid of the rapists and murderers and that are here from a different country illegally because yeah, yeah, get rid of them.
Dig a great big hole in the desert.
Dude, so last week, it wasn't even, it was the day before the election, so it was Monday. I was coming home, and
Dude.
right at the entrance of the subdivision, there was a whole bunch of Harris walls, people out there with their signs, and usually it's Trump flags, and that's
Ooh.
what I've never seen people doing that with Harris. So I came home, I grabbed my camera and stuff, I went right back up, and I only had a chance to talk to one guy because then they were all done and packing up. But this like I asked them multiple times, and every answer was, "Well, you know, Trump this." Trump. I'm like, okay, well, what policies does Harris have that you know? Well, you know,
I
it's
saw that.
proven that.
Yeah. Now
Yeah,
I remember watching that. Yeah.
yeah. Check this. I do this for anyone in chat that hasn't seen it yet. This is just
the main reason you're voting Kamala is because you don't like Trump.
And he gets annoyed right away, doesn't he?
Clear evidence for Trump in his first term. But I'm just curious to what your views are on voting and why Kamala.
But what is it about Kamala? Why I'm supporting her?
that's the other thing. Every time he's like, he couldn't figure out what I was asking. Like, what is it about? Now, what about Kamala? Like,
and he had an auto attitude. Like before you were even into the questioning, he was already like ready to fight you. You know.
Yeah, well, because at first I knew he. So what I did was right up front, as I told him, I'm like, just so you know, I'm not a Trump supporter, and I'm not a Kamala supporter. I'm neither. So. And then I think he might have got mad because I said I wasn't a Kamala supporter. Even though I said I wasn't a Trump supporter, he was probably like, oh, he's a Trump supporter.
You know how you could have went viral? You could have grabbed that dude's freaking Harris sign and just ran down the street as fast as you could. It would have went viral.
I'm pretty optimistic that we're going to get rid of him and fire him like we fired him at the last election.
So are there any like specific things that Harris has done since she's been vice president?
You can't really blame her for not doing much as a vice president. In California, there was prison labor. I thought that was illegal.
What? I'm Steve, by the way. I'm sorry.
I'm Steve, too.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Go ahead.
I'm just curious to what your views are on voting and also why.
On voting
and why Kamala
Well, I voted for early. I mailed in my ballot already. But what is it about Kamala?
I said, why? And he said, well, I already voted. I mailed it in early. Yeah, but what? I don't know how you can't figure out what
Yes,
a
why?
interview's about.
Well, because there's a very clear evidence that Trump in his first term.
I wonder why they're beeping like four or like this like
lawyer. And when that special independent report was written by Mueller, he got a hold of it and he edited it and he released a misrepresentative summary of the report.
Me too, Midwest.
what he's saying right now is all a lie, by the way.
Mueller himself said it was
Oh,
not
I
accurate.
know.
So
I just let him keep talking because it was
He's
just
rambling on and he doesn't know what he's talking about. So that's the thing
exactly.
that kills me. If you come at me with facts, I will listen to you and I will like go home and be like, is this guy got a point? You know, and it's just you could just tell he's just like doesn't have his facts down.
Exactly. He's just like Kamala, just word salad.
confused his duties to the American citizens with his duty to Trump on something that was very, very crucial. So,
and I did edit this video obviously because it was a half-hour conversation.
Wow.
And that's way too long of a video, so I edited it down under 6 minutes. But a lot of the things I edited out, which I should have left in, but I kind of kept cut them off a few times and like, okay, back to Kamala. Like you keep talking about Trump, like what about? And then he just couldn't help it, man.
I would have asked him, how do you feel about people in prisons getting sex changes on the tax dollars?
I was getting to that at the end, and that's when they're all like the people behind us, because there was a lot more, but he was at the very end, and I should have stood on the other side of him, and I didn't even think of that till just now.
You could have took him though, if he got violent. You could have took him.
If I was facing the other way, if I was on the other side of him, it would have had all the other people in there, but I didn't even think of that. But yeah, so anyway, I was getting to that with them, but then they're all like, hey, we're all wrapping up, and they're packed, and I was like, But yeah, I asked, what do you think about Kamala before she was vice president, and she didn't let people out of prison because she was getting free labor. And then I was going to ask that after.
You were Bonnie.
And then they were packing up, and I was just like, all right, man, I'm out of here. Thank you for your
sort of.
Thank you for Bonnie. Right on.
Thank you for giving me word salads for a half hour. Yeah, that's exactly what I believe, Bonnie. 100%. Less government, more freedom.
I would love to see the private sector in the United States stand up and do a lot more of this stuff that the government tries to handle terribly, since they usually hire out the private sector anyways. It's not like our military is built by our military. You know what I mean? Right. They have bid it out to different companies. Private companies are the backbone of this country. Government screws everything up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
personal approach that Trump has taken. It's all about him getting even with people like General Kelly, his chief of staff, and there are other generals who said that Trump is a danger to the country. How many Republicans have not told Trump to clean up his act? Right. He's very abusive, and in the first campaign,
and that's one.
Let me just get him on the phone. Yeah, let me get him on the phone and tell him like, your act.
No, that's where one of I shouldn't have cut, but I cut him off and was like, okay, but what policies of Kamala's? And then he goes, I'm surprised more Republicans haven't told Trump. You can't help but say Trump.
It's Trump derangement syndrome, dude.
Or he doesn't have an answer. Yeah, it is. It's TDS.
There was a reporter who was handicapped. He had some sort of a disability, like a tremor.
What's the reporter's name?
making fun of it.
Right.
That's cool. Somebody was making fun of me
I
because
know
I
what he's
lost an
talking
eye
about.
4
It's
years
just
ago,
all
sort
that
of thing.
edited
And only
crap that CNN
immature
puts
and
out
insecure people and cruel people will do that. It's heartless. I read a commentary by Garrison Keillor who pointed out that he hasn't been kissing any babies. He hasn't been hugging any
You say
kids.
kissing
You hardly
any
see him saying
babies?
positive about his own wife. I'm pretty.
What's that?
He just said he hasn't been kissing any babies. Did I hear that wrong?
No, yeah, that Trump hasn't been kissing any babies.
Well, God, I
Yeah.
would hope not.
Right.
optimistic that
Was he supposed to sniff their hair?
we're gonna get rid of him and fire him like we fired him at the last election.
So is the main reason you're voting Kamala is because you don't like Trump? Because you agree with her policies?
To do more to end the war in Israel, and maybe the president will have the real power to do that. Because I think that I like her in lots of ways.
That's Nina's son.
Who's
That's
that?
Kavika. That's Nina's son, right? He was driving by and he honked.
Oh, okay.
But plus, I did that there because like three ladies got off the bus and they gave me evil looks. So out of respect, I kind of cut them out of the video. So
Also, he's going to appoint some really, I think, good justices in the Supreme Court. The last one Trump put in were unqualified. The American Bar Association pointed out that Amy Barrett had no experience. She was a law professor.
No experience, dude. She was a
and
freaking
it showed,
lawyer.
And furthermore, she lied during her.
well, spoiler alert, he never answers the question about what policy she has that he's voting for. So, but there's only a minute and a half left anyway.
Settled law, like we don't go changing things that have been around for 50 years. Well, that's exactly what she did. So she lied to the Senate.
What? A politician lied?
So I just hope that
Wow, that's amazing. Never
Yeah,
happened
because
before.
Joe Biden and Kamala never lied, right?
Hopefully he'll move to Russia or someplace where he feels comfortable with the.
So are there any like specific things that Harris has done since she's been vice president that sticks out to you that makes you think, yeah, we definitely need to
Her
keep
whole
her?
career has been very positive. I mean,
Her whole career has been very
and-
positive.
And
Yeah, right.
you can't really
Oh, I
blame
gotta
her
pull it up now.
for
that
not
you
doing
said
much
that.
as the vice president because she's really like a guest of the president, and I think she's
Oh, so
in her own campaign. She has done a great job, and I look forward to her appointing some really good people. So I'm very optimistic things are going to get better fast under her.
Before Kamala was vice president, she purposely didn't release people from prison because she was getting free labor from
listen to
them.
this.
In California, there was prison labor. I thought that was illegal.
I thought that was
Right.
illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that some rumor that was made up?
That's a rumor. That's made up.
It's a very progressive.
That's always their answer. That's a rumor. That's made up.
So is
If they
everything he said because he doesn't
I
know
know,
what's
right?
true.
But if they don't want to believe something about their person, it's made up. It's not true. But yeah, that's
And it's hard to imagine she would get away with that. I'd never heard that before. So
of course you never heard
You know,
it before. You watched
it's the
CNN.
cognitive dissonance of,
Oh
people
yeah,
want
right
to
here.
believe what
This is
they
how I ended it.
It's the cognitive dissonance of, people want to believe what they want to believe. And then when you tell them something that might change their mind, they they have an excuse for it to why it's not true. That's why I'm not a supporter of either side, because I think both sides that's their goal, is to divide, and they're doing a damn good job at it. I mean, you got to give them credit for that.
So yeah. And the funny thing is I said that before he said I said it right before I said about the prison thing, and then he said, "Oh, that's a rumor. That's not true." I'm like, dude, I just got done telling you the cognitive dissonance, and you only believe what you want to believe, and then that's exactly what you're doing. Is basically telling me you don't believe that because you don't want to believe that. I never heard that. It must not be true.
That's
Oh,
crazy. Like,
right on, Van Life. Much love, brother. Dude, but
what's
you never,
up,
I don't
bro?
know if you did, I missed it, Van, but did you ever say what the ticket was for? Like, were you speeding? Did you run a red light? Didn't stop completely at a stop sign? Your license plate light wasn't working? God forbid. They should have put you in jail for that. Damn road pirates. But I gotta know. Van. You can't leave until you tell me what the ticket was for.
Just
Is this
gotta know.
is this paint the? I still can't say that word, but yeah, the state fish. Huma no kuna kua pua ua a. Ooh ee ooh ting tang walla walla bing bang. Holy shit! Aloha, everyone that I missed in chat. 38 people. Holy cow! Good to see you. Good to see all y'all. And for the 40 likes, mahalo.
I haven't even hit it yet. I'm still looking for the how dare we say Merry Christmas because I want to show everyone. I love it.
What's that?
The one where Camilla says,
Oh
how
yeah,
dare we say Merry Christmas?
yeah. How
I'm in love
dare
with it.
we say Merry Christmas and then it's Merry Christmas,
Like,
everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Oh my God.
Oh, I know, right, Howard? I would, yeah. That happened also quickly. That because literally I've never seen that before. One, and it happened when I was coming home, and I knew they were going to be there much longer because I knew the sun. It was only going to be daylight out for like another hour or so. I went and grabbed my stuff, went right back up. But that, I would have loved to have done that. Ooh, all right. Nuthouse is getting out of work in 14 minutes. Oh, and Snook said he was going, I think, 85 miles an hour. So what speed? Yeah, see, so speed limit was probably 75. He was doing, ooh, yeah, you deserve that ticket. How dare you?
Lord.
There was probably nobody on the road. You weren't putting anyone's life in danger. You weren't. There's no victim. No one was hurt. No one, but pay that ticket.
Here we go, guys. We all got to listen to Camilla Harris's logic. Are you ready? Is it pulled up, Steve? I can't see it. It's not.
Yep. Oh shoot.
Oh,
Yeah.
you. Right, hang on. I got too many tabs open there. Hold on a second.
No, it's up there.
I know. I got to. Okay, here we go. This is Camilla Harris at her best.
Do you see the clip of her talking about how dare we wish Merry Christmas to people? No.
And when we all sing happy tunes and sing Merry Christmas and wish each other Merry Christmas, these children are not going to have a Merry Christmas. How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
How dare we?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
I just love that.
Funny.
Oh, I can't. She just talks out of both sides of her mouth. Like, how dare the people that snuck over the fence that they're not going to get free money and they're not going to have a Merry Christmas. It's like, do they even celebrate Christmas? I don't know that they do.
Well, a lot of them don't. I mean, depending on where they're,
Right, like not everybody around the world celebrates Christmas.
Exactly.
Like we don't celebrate Rosh Hashanah or, I mean, it's a certain religion and race or ethnicity have different holidays. $150. Dang.
150.
I'd have said for $150, can I do it again and like do 150?
Right. Yeah, well, no, my point on all that though is there is no victim, no one, but then you go by going 85 and a 75 and they're at a dead stop, they're going to have to go a lot faster than 85 to catch up. So it's okay for them to break that law, but they're going to make sure to punish you. It's just, I don't know. They're road pirates, man. They're pirating your money. They're in it for the booty.
I just wanna sing in it for the booty. Needed that laugh. It made me feel a little bit better. This one I always like this one.
Snacking.
What is
Me,
it?
baby, me.
Oh, that's great. How dare you say Merry Christmas?
Me, baby, me.
Yeah, what about Kwanzaa? It isn't even. Yeah, dude, that was hilarious. This was a few years ago, but remember, she was like, "Oh yeah, we celebrated Kwanzaa when I was growing up." It's like Kwanzaa wasn't even
And she's
invented,
Indian. She's
and it
Indian.
wasn't even invented or made up yet by then, or no one ever heard of it.
You know, her parents were in the country on visas, right? Work visas.
Yep.
I don't know this to be a absolute fact. So you too. I'm not saying it, but I did watch a few shows on it and informative shows. It says that they were here on work visas, and that I think her mother or father is absolutely an Indian.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I forget which one.
So real quick, I have to say this before I forget, because this is something that happened to me. Now, I ran into someone at work the other day who was in a really, really, really foul mood day after election. This is some person that I like, happens to be transgender. Now, I don't agree with it. I don't condone it. I think it's a personal preference, just like I think being straight is a personal sexual preference. I don't believe I was born straight. I just believe that that was my preference, right? But anyway, this person was legitimately scared. Like I could see it in their face. I'll say there. I don't know what to say, but I'll say there. And in a very bad mood, face all red. And just I'm like, what's wrong? And like, I'm so scared for my safety. And I'm like, what do you mean you're scared for your safety? Well, Trump won the election, and now I am legitimately scared for my safety. And they were serious
Wow.
as a heart attack. Serious
No,
as a
I
heart attack.
believe it. I believe it, man. That's the I believe
I
it.
felt bad. I felt bad because I like this person, and like I said, I don't agree with it. I think it's strange, but like, yeah, now that Trump won, all the Trumpians are out and they're gonna attack us as transgender. They're gonna attack us. I said, who's gonna attack you? Like,
Jesus.
are you saying that Trump is gonna like attack you because you're transgender? I don't think I've never heard him say that. I don't think he cares about that. I'm pretty sure if
Dude,
you like live
that's
your life that nobody cares. I said I don't run around and say I'm straight. Like I said,
right.
that's my personal business. Like I think if you just keep your business to yourself, you'd be fine. And I don't think even if you told people, they would attack you. But
No,
convince,
that's how
convince.
they feed that garbage, and that's why I turn your TV off.
It's
Turn your
so
damn
much
TV off.
fear. There was so much fear there, and like basically, it was like it was the end of the world for all transgender or gay people. That it was just the end of the world that Trump made it. He's going to outlaw it. He's going to like put them all in camps. I don't know what they've been
Oh,
listening to.
lock them up, all of them. It'll be tremendous. Put them all in a.
And I care for this I care for this person. It's a very nice person.
Right, well, that makes it harder on you, yeah, because it's like, wow, I didn't know you were that messed up in the head. Like, you believe that shit?
So, and I don't care what they are. Or I'm not going to say the name. I usually use the person's name because I refuse to go into the pronouns because my whole thing is my grammar lessons that I learned in English. Okay, because when I was in English, if you said they or them, they were always plural words. I learned that in English class back in high school. Them was a plural word. So when someone
Right.
tells me you can call me they or them, I'm like, but you're a singular person. You're one person. How can I call you a them?
Exactly.
To me, that's disrespectful.
Yep.
Personally, and I will always call you by your name, and I will always respect you as a person. But I can't buy into it because to me, it feels like, and I hate to say it, sometimes it feels like a mental illness.
I'll say it. That's exactly what I think it is. It's a mental illness. It's yeah, that's exactly what it is. But real quick,
Yeah, go
shout
ahead.
out and aloha to shoot Ken Hemper, or I'm saying it wrong now. Kim and John Kemper, Independent Men United, aloha, and my brother Craig the Hunter, aloha. And then everyone else that came in, I'm sorry if I missed you. But no, that's exactly what I think it is. It's a mental illness, man. And then the media has been making it to, oh, that's normal. It's okay. So they're like normalizing. Yeah, John Kemper. Okay. They're normalizing mental illness.
Remember back in the day, like there was some hate crimes going on. There was a couple here and there, but they were very few. But
Yep.
they take those certain cases and they ram them like this is the norm, and it's just not the norm. And these kids, I call them kids because they're under 25, and they legitimately believe that now that Trump is president, that they're going to be outlawed or kicked out of the country or beat up or camped up, and they believe it. And I'm just looking at it in disbelief going, really? Who's going to do that to you? Nobody's going to come get you. You have the right to be whatever you want in this country.
Yeah. That's why they need, out of all people, they need to turn their TVs off because that shit's feeding that to them.
And I did say, however, though I said, you know, when you're different than everybody else, you can't expect everyone to always treat you like you think they should or to accept your lifestyle because you picked a hard lifestyle because it's not like a lot of other people's lifestyle, and to them it's weird and strange and they have no idea what it is or they don't relate to it. So you have picked a harder road. So you don't be surprised if everyone just just doesn't go along for the. You can't force people to like what you're doing or agree with it.
Exactly. And I don't know. And I guess because I do understand it, I don't know how people don't understand it. But yeah, you exactly, dude. You just said it perfectly.
And like I said again, I don't hate anybody, and I really care for this person. Very nice to me. Very nice to me. Nicer than a lot of straight people I know.
Yeah, here you go right here. Look at Forge and Thought. When the fire department, oh, by the way, I don't know if you know or not, Dave, but Forge and Thought's a firefighter. So when the fire department asks someone who just escaped a burning house, anyone else inside, and they say they are in the kitchen, fire department is looking for more than one person.
Exactly, dude. It's just grammar. It's like English 101, right? And they're like, though, and when what they came back to me with on that was those are the old definitions. Those definitions are outdated, and they have made changes to those definitions. And I'm like, I don't think you can just make amendments to definitions. I think we got to stick with the original definitions. You know what I mean? Like you didn't change the word at all, but now you want it to mean something else because it makes you feel better. I don't think we can do that, man. It's like taking down all the statues across the US is not going to help you feel better about life or change the fact that our history was kind of bloody and we did have some bad stuff happen. But it's a reminder, those statues are a reminder not to do that crap again. Some of it.
Yeah.
But and they're not all racist statues either. Like in some cases we destroyed the British because they were trying to take our land, man, and we gained our freedom, and they're like tearing these down and they don't even know what they mean.
They're trying to rewrite history. Exactly.
But they do. The thing is I think the biggest challenge that we have in the U.S. is education right now. I don't think it's the pew pews and I think it's education. I think people are educating people on purpose to do it, to do this. Who gives people safe spaces at work, guys, man? There's no safe spaces. You got to teach people to have a strong back, man, and to take some stuff and not just to go be offended in a corner. And
Dude, I thought all that shit was a joke when they first started doing that kind of crap. I really thought it was like, yeah, okay, like really, what grown ass man or woman is gonna go to work and need a safe dude, just think of the word. I mean, if you think of the word safe space, like World War III better be going on, and you need to find a safe space so you don't die. Not my feelings.
no, I agree. I agree. Like if someone's been
No, stop talking, Dave. I need a safe space.
right, but I do agree that like if they've been hurt, like abused or, something of that nature, some criminal thing or something that they have PTSD and whatever, maybe they need a little bit
Yeah,
different treatment. But
PTSD is a lot different. Yeah.
every kid, but like I go to Home Depot the other day, this guy had 4 sheepdogs inside Home Depot. I couldn't even walk down the aisle, bro. I'm like, you have this much PTSD that you need 4 full-size freaking sheepdogs? I said, if you're that scared to go out, man, you need to go on Amazon and order your shit online. Because you shouldn't be out in the store like that, man. You know what I mean? Like the dogs were, everybody that went near this guy was like going 5 hours away because they were big, huge dogs. I get 1 dog, 2 dogs, but 4 big dogs. It's like, I don't get it, man.
I don't get it either.
I got PTSD too. I mean, my mom whipped my ass with a belt. I never wanted it to happen again. So I didn't talk back to my mom because I had a little bit of PTSD. A little PTSD can be good for you, really. It's called respect. Like, you don't stick a paper clip in an electrical outlet. Why?
Well, it's like, hot chod, hot stove, hot top. Don't put and then you do, and you burn it. 9 out of 10 times, most people are never going to do that again. And then when they do, that's when you find out, like, okay, this guy's a little slow.
Well,
Like,
some guy at work, this is a true story. A guy at work the other day was telling me, he's a security guard. He was telling me that his kid, he had to go in for a meeting with the principal because there was a kid that identified as a cat. And this is so pathetic that I'm even talking about it. This is real. Identified it as a cat, so the teacher was going to bring in a litter box. And the principal said, yes, we have to provide the litter box for this kid who thinks he's a cat.
how about cats don't go to school? So if you're a cat, you need to get out of the school because people might be allergic to you.
And
I mean, they took peanuts out of school, right? Because peanut allergies, right? So get that cat the hell out of this school. Don't bring a litter box in.
yeah, and if my kid ever came up to me and said, I identify as a cat, and he sat down to eat at the table like some spaghetti or something, I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Put the dish on the floor. You don't eat spaghetti. Let me go get you some kibble. I'll be right back.
Yeah. And when they went to use the bathroom, I'd be like, no, your cat litter's right there. That's you. That's where you go to the bathroom.
And that's why I say the biggest thing in this country is education. I think we got some wackos educating our kids. They're making them soft. I heard this. I don't know if this is true, but in the Army, Air Force, Marines, if the drill sergeant is thrashing somebody, like just thrashing them and they can't take it, supposedly they've issued these cards you can hold up to the drill sergeant and say that he's just pushing too far and he has to back off. Do I know that's true? No, but I have heard it from 2 guys that were in the military.
Neil says stress cards.
So this has become now. Do you want a guy next to you in the field during battle that just shuts down when it's time to carry you? You're wounded, and he just shuts down because it's too much stress. You can't let him in. I mean, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be a soldier.
Well,
If you
yeah, I was
can't,
gonna say, dude, in my lifetime, in my life, there's a few situations I've been in to where if I would have been that one that like, oh well, in the army I could have just held up the stress card and this person, you don't have that option in real life. So you become a stronger person because you learn how to deal with it like that. Literally, you
now
learn how to
John
deal with
Kemper
it quick.
says no way sounds nuts that he didn't have it when he was a drill sergeant.
Right.
But um, you know, Neil says it's true. It's
Yeah,
like,
he knew right away. He knew what it's called right away. He put stress card right away.
and it could be just different branches. I don't know because I haven't looked that far into it. But like
I sure as
literally,
hope they don't do that for the Navy SEALs, man. Because if they're doing that for Navy SEALs, then everyone could become a Navy SEAL.
well, all I know is we don't need no soft military guys out there that can't do their jobs
Exactly.
because they freeze.
And good point, Big Chap. Big Chap says, how are them cars going to work on the enemy shooting at you? Exactly.
And they need to have live fire drills like literally at the camps, man. When you go to be in the military, they need live fire. You need to hear it. You need to see what it would be like.
You have to be under the reality in that you have to be under that stress. You have to be. I mean,
Everyone always they're like you watch TV, right? And they're having a gun battle. And it's like they're shooting at each other, like 50 bullets. The reality is the first few shots, your ears would be ringing so loud because you don't have any muffs on that you could barely pay attention. Then you got shots coming at you. Your fight or flight, your heart's pounding. You can barely breathe. Your legs get weak. Either that or there are certain breeds of men that thrive on that, man, and they get like it just to the core. They light a fire inside them and like, but the most people when they're getting shot at, man, it's not the same as just the shootout. Now you're getting shot at, you can lose your life. And a lot of people can't deal with that. And those people don't belong on the front lines of our military.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I'm not saying they couldn't do another job, like fixing things or whatever, or, medic. But even a medic, would you want a medic that held up a stress card?
I
I'm
really
sorry,
want to
Dave,
go.
but your arm's missing and I'm really stressing out. I gotta go.
I really want to go help that guy over there, but there's like people shooting at each other, and I'm scared, so I can't help him. He's gonna have to be unalive. So when they stop shooting their guns, I'll go. Like, no, that's not how it happens.
Cheryl Rich says there used to be horrible beatings in the military, and I think it's better now. So that could be true. I don't know.
You know what the crazy thing is too, man, I'm trying to think when this was. This is when I lived in East Dearborn. I don't know how long ago it was, but Dave, you remember when I lived in East Dearborn, and I used to go to TGI Fridays all the time and hang out at the bar. Well, there was a dude that worked there, and well, he was dating one of the waitresses, right? And I knew both of them, and then they ended up getting engaged, and they got married for a very short time because right after they got married, and he used to play a lot of video games. Right after they got married, he decided he wanted to join the military because he's like, dude, I'm so good at these video games, man. I could be awesome. And it's like, yeah, but the military is real life shit, dude. It's not a video game. You're not coming home from work and drinking beer, sitting on your, you know what I mean? And Yeah, then anyway, they end up getting divorced. Turns out he was an asshole and like pushed her down a flight of stairs and then joined the military and regretted it right away. Like instantly regretted it.
Well, you got to be ready to. I mean, if you join the military and you're thinking about it, you have to be ready to unalive people when someone tells you this is what we're going to do and gives you the order. You got to be willing to take a life.
Yeah, you got to be an order follower.
And if you're not, you shouldn't join.
Yeah, life's not a video game, man. That's what.
I often wonder that, guys. Like seriously, like for nuclear, can you imagine being the guys that are sitting in the bunkers with the nukes? And like, say you got the call from the president and that Russia has launched, and you got to be the guys turning the keys and actually sending that missile off. I mean, imagine the brass ones you got to have to do that. Or the insanity, even. I don't know. Like, could you do it? You'd have to have. It's like people that go to space. I don't know how anybody could ever go to space and live in a little tiny thing like that for 6, 8 months, a year. That takes a special kind of person, you know. That's the kind of guys we need in the front lines. Otherwise, the whole, you know, if our military looks weak, like in their on the weekends they're having cross-dressing parties. I've seen that where they're supposedly on the base. So of course they were all reprimanded, but they got the cross-dressing parties. And I think a lot of them were just doing it, you know, to be funny.
Well, I mean, look back at the TV show MASH back from the
yeah,
70s.
I mean that was funny, you know, that was all in
right.
That was
but
all
look real
fun.
quick what Anunnaki the One. I think you and me were talking about this a little while ago, Dave, but a town in Michigan, people protested their officials for bringing Chinese battery factory. The officials went with the plans. The people fired the entire town council. Is that the same thing that you and me were talking about a couple months ago?
The council, and then they got a new council which banned them to do it, and then Gretchen Whitmore overrode it. Overrode the will of the people, and then gave them like something $1 million. I'm not sure where it stands now.
And then, like, I agree with Neil. You have to be able to give your life and don't expect any help when you leave. Then you have what it takes. Well, you definitely have to not expect any help when you leave, because look how they treat our vets. It's disgusting.
See, and that's why I think Trump won. I think that's one of the major things, is because they see. I mean, even a lot of the black vote, Latino men, Trump got 55% of Latino men, right? You would think, no, Latino men aren't going to vote for Trump. He's a border guy. But they see that they're working hard and that these people coming over the border are getting free money. And then they look on the corner and the vets are living in a tent.
Yep.
And they're like, there's something wrong here, man. I'm paying my taxes and they're going to these guys who came in. I came in legal and these guys are just jumping the fence and getting more money than me. Oh, no, I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah, it's disgusting how they treat our veterans, dude. It's, yeah.
Imagine the day that, think about that. Imagine a day where you
do it. Sorry, I had to do that.
Oh, you could do it twice if you want.
You can do it.
Yeah. Just saying, imagine, I never thought I'd see the day where I would see Latino men vote 55% for Trump. I was actually, that was amazing.
Big number.
But yeah, something's up with Nevada and Arizona. That's all I'm saying. They need to learn to count, because a kindergartner could have counted those votes faster than these guys.
Wasn't it the same thing 4 years ago with Arizona and Nevada?
And the one before. What's up, X and Nacho?
X and Nacho. And X just brought up a good point. Wow. Now I feel like trash. How did I not think of that or do that yet? Thank you. Thank you, Ax, for saying that because that is exactly what I'm going to do. The next emoji will be a Dave's not here, man emoji. I don't know how, man. I feel like a
Yeah.
horrible friend.
See
I feel
how he
like a
is?
piece of shit friend, dude. I am sorry,
He hates me secretly.
but I'm glad that Ax brought it up because I probably wouldn't have thought of it. I'm sorry for being a bad friend, man. I love you, Dave.
I don't need no stinking icons, bro.
Yeah, but people in the chat want it. Like we got to give them what they want.
Give the people what they want.
Got
Free
to give the people
money.
what they want.
We
I'm
give
not
you
going to
free-
make promises and not keep them. I'm going to do what I say.
He says, and you should.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Oh, so today I heard the Fed was going to cut rates again for the second time in a couple of weeks, meaning that when you go to buy a car, they're all doing this at the end because everybody knows people are not happy with the Democratic Party right now. So they're going to try to soften up the ending, try to bring some people back over. Be like, okay, look, we're going to lower these interest rates so you can maybe afford a car. You're still not going to be able to afford it right now, but I think the housing market in the next 6 to 8 months may really go down. So I think maybe my kids will be able to get a house hopefully in the next 8, 9 months.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I mean, that's the whole thing. Federal Reserve is what we need to get rid of. Then the government probably wouldn't be so bad because Federal Reserve is who's controlling everything. Bankers, you know.
Honestly, I thought Camelo was gonna win when I started seeing them burning the ballot boxes.
Yeah, yeah.
They were burning ballot boxes. I'm like, it's
Did you
over.
know those things are like what do they call it? Fire retardant or something from the inside? I never knew that.
I always thought there was a guy in there that like stayed in there and collected the
There was a
ballot.
guy
Named
inside the
him the
ballot box.
Camilla as you put him in. It's like, Camilla. Remember what was it? That one Christmas movie where he marked all the kids nice, even the naughty kids. You know what I'm talking about? God, who was that? Oh, I've got to remember. I'll bring it up. I'll find it. But anyway, his brother's
I
like,
know once you think of it and say it, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that one. But yeah.
and he said, if the kid, no, he's explaining to his brother, if the kids are mean, mark them naughty. And if they're good, mark them nice. But he didn't believe that there was any bad kids. He said, that's what he said. He says, there's no bad kids out there. There's just some kids that have some really hard breaks in life. So he marked them all nice, which screwed Santa Claus couldn't make enough toys if everyone was nice. That was the whole point of the movie. I'll find it. It's hilarious. But like I said, my brain ain't working again. I think Vince Neil's in it. You know who Vince Neil is, right?
The lead singer of Motley Crue, right? Vince.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way to Hawaii because I don't like the cold.
I'm sorry, Vince Vaughn. It's Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. Okay, that dude's funny.
Vince Vaughn. He's hilarious.
Huh? He was in it. What was that? Okay, now I'm starting to. Now all these Christmas movies are popping in my head with Vince Vaughn.
I think it was the funniest Christmas movie there is, even above Christmas Story. Even though you'll shoot your eye out, kid. It was called Fred Claus.
Fred Claus. Okay, I do remember that movie. Yeah.
But like, all right, so Fred Claus, the whole movie is like Fred Claus is the brother of Santa Claus. And as a kid, he was the favorite kid. But when Santa Claus came around, mom and dad took the Santa Claus and kind of left him in the dirt. So he ends up hating Santa. He hates Santa Claus. He hates Christmas. He thinks it's all a scam. So he's trying to ruin his brother's business, which is obviously being Santa Claus throughout the whole movie.
Like X says, I hate putting ideas out there, but I don't think presidents change in war declaration time. But yeah, Fred Claus, that was a whatever happened to Vince Vaughn? I haven't seen him in years. He used to be coming out in a new movie like every 3-4 months.
By the way, since I said Christmas, are we all aware of how actual close we are to Christmas right now?
Yeah,
We're literally
really
like
close.
40 something days.
You know what we're even closer to?
Thanksgiving.
Stacy's birthday.
Yes.
November 18th.
Since we're all broke this year from inflation, do your Black Friday shopping, get your cheap deals. Buy your Christmas presents early. Or don't buy them at all. I mean, that's always a thing. Just be like, yeah, we're canceling the gifts this year. We're just gonna have dinner.
Yep. So shout out to Big Chap. This is what he sent me. He said this is Trump's plan or agenda. Agenda 47. Seal the border, stop migrant invasion, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. Wait, end inflation, make America affordable again, make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. Oh, it'll be tremendous. Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower.
By the way, my wife is hot. The hottest.
Oh, Melania. Oh, the greatest. Oh, the hottest. Oh, like you've never seen. Beautiful, stunning.
Her book
oh,
is number
tremendous.
One. Buy 5.
Beautiful on the eyes. All right, where do I leave off? Large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. Defend our Constitution. Oh, defend our Constitution, but red flag laws. That's a little hypocritical, but
to be decided.
Yeah, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. Okay, but in that one sentence alone, there's so many things that he's done, like freedom of speech. But he said, you know, these people burning these American flags, we should lock them up for a year. It should be automatic 1 year in prison. That's freedom of speech. You can burn the American flag. Not that I would or I agree with doing it or condone it at all, but that's still freedom of speech. So that's standing up for the rights, not we should put them in jail for 1 year, automatic if they burn the flag. Like, we should have red flag laws. Oh, I'm for red flag laws. But the right to keep and bear arms. So that's the most hypocritical statement ever. But sorry, I'm just saying. Prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe, end the weaponization of government against the American people. Yeah. Stop the migrant crime epidemic, demolish the foreign drug cartels, rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., strengthen and modernize our military, keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency.
15 confuses me, by the way.
Cancel the electric vehicle mandate and cut costly on burdensome regulations. Wait, mandate? I didn't know there was an electric.
Oh, you didn't know that Biden and Harris had a plan to get rid of all gas-powered anything?
Well, yeah, I knew that's what they wanted to do, but
they were implementing it. They were starting to try to force like GE and Maytag and all those companies to not make any more gas dryers and stuff.
Yep. They're like number 17. Keep men out of women's sports. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a women's sport if there's a man in it.
Right on.
Secure our elections. Yeah, you know what I've been hearing a lot about too, right there, number 19, voter identification. I've been hearing a lot of people saying they went to vote and they didn't even ID them, or they're just like, yeah, go ahead, vote. Like, we have no idea who you are, but go ahead and vote.
In Michigan, I had three people in a row. I filled out a card. I missed the zip code. The second lady goes, you missed the zip code. Your vote's not going to count. You got to put the zip code. The third guy entered it into the computer and scanned my license to make sure I was who I said I. He looked at me, looked down at my license, said, okay, this is your ballot number. And then he marked down in the book what my ballot number was, connected to some number on my license or something. And I was like, I was impressed by that. But there is places where you can send in ballots, like whatever, absentee ballots, without proving who you are. That's ridiculous. Nobody should ever be able to do that.
Exactly. Absolutely. No one should be. In California, they've outlawed all gas-powered small engines. No, really? So you can't even have a gas-powered lawnmower? That's insane, dude.
I love this.
Oh, he says manufactured after 2024.
I love this comment right here. I want Trump's ears. They are bulletproof.
Yeah. Oh, the blood. There was so much blood. It was everywhere. So much blood.
That movie I recommend to you guys. I mean, you might like it, you might not. I don't know, but I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. Let's see. Fred Claus.
Oh, you found it? Sweet.
Was the week before Christmas.
How long is it? Because we might have to stop it every 10 seconds.
Visitor. Santa's big brother, Fred.
Mr.
Jeez.
Gun!
Yeah, that's
So this is where he gets to the North Pole at the request of his brother, and he reaches in like to give them something, and they're like, he's got a gun.
Ow! Ow! Secret Service sent. Ow! Ow! Oh, guys. Ow!
That was nuts! You don't have ninjas jump me.
I gotta make sure nothing happens.
you don't have ninjas jump me. I know he didn't say ninjas, but yeah.
So we got little, midget ninjas.
Man, you don't have. I don't care. You don't have midgets jump me. That's hilarious, dude.
It's a totally different kind of Christmas movie.
So maybe something happened to them. Maybe I give them something. No.
Warner Brothers Pictures invites you to come home for the holidays.
It has been 100 years since you spoke to Mom.
For good reason.
Oh, what's his name? I forgot that actor. But do they even still do that? I haven't watched a trailer or whatever in so long. Do they still do that? It's been 100 years since Santa Claus has come home to see his brother Fred. You know that voice? Do they still do that?
Yeah. And he tells them that mom and dad aren't coming, but then he gets there and mom and dad are there, and she's always like, you should be more like your brother. He's so giving. So Fred hates Christmas even more.
You're looking at a man who can fly around the world in a single night. You amaze me.
I think it's absolutely amazing. I mean, to think that he can fly around to 1 million houses in one night, breaking and entering, steal all the food, eat the little kids' cookies and stuff like that. I get jacked just talking about it.
Love this.
Oh, dude, hold that real quick. Fortunate thought, just that comment reminded me. You remember Tyler Morrison? Remember we had that comedian Tyler Morrison on?
Yeah.
He does a podcast every week, but it's not live. It's like an hour long. Him and his buddy record it.
Yeah.
But I watch it every week, and I forgot it was like one of the two guys' dads, and he was there, and he's like, yeah, and then we went to this place, blah, 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 and there's one lady there, and she said something like, oh yeah, I got this stain on my dress, and I need to get it out, but the guy didn't hear her, so he's like, oh, come again? And then she was like, oh no, it's mustard this time. So
Mr. Cheddar Pepper put Ningets.
Mingets.
Yeah, Ningets.
But yeah, because Fortune thought that come on a mustache.
That's a new word.
Come again? No.
You hear what he said? He's like, yeah, I'm just jacked about it. You run around the whole U.S. and you just, breaking and entering everybody's house all in one night.
But you guys feel it?
Oh, families together again. Fun.
All righty, let's get you to work.
You review those files, okay? If the kid strikes you as naughty, bam! Stamp him naughty. Nice. Bam!
So that obviously that's where he has an issue with marketing the kid.
I remember this now. Now that you're playing this, it's all coming back. I remember watching this movie.
Oh, you did see it? Okay.
Yeah, a long time ago. But like, what year is this from? Does it say?
God, I don't know, man. We're old. 2007.
Yeah, wow.
I like the older movies better, man.
No, yeah, because they were more funny because you didn't have to worry about offending someone by words. Like even there, he said, "You can't have midgets attack me." You couldn't say that in a movie now.
Right, and he says, "You know what? You're going to be getting a hefty fine from my lawyer."
Motivated. Oh, thanks, Joe. My last eggnog was a little watery, and I'm just hoping this one's nice and thick like I enjoy so much.
Okay, Fred.
Back on your A game.
I think Vince Vaughn is probably one of the funniest guys out there, in my opinion, in a movie. Like, without Vince Vaughn in this movie, I probably wouldn't have liked it very much.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of movies, the actor definitely makes the difference.
Like, there's this one part in this movie where the DJ Donnie keeps playing "Here Comes Santa Claus," like over and over and over, and then Vince just loses it, and he's just like, "No more," and he locks him in a closet.
Holy cow.
And he locks Donnie in the closet, changes the music, and then does this to somebody else.
It's proven when you take a little bit of a break.
Anyways, hey, you guys want to check it out? Check it out. But this is the best part, I think, right here. Let's see.
This holiday season. Fred! All you think about is yourself.
Don't throw snowballs at me, fat boy.
Come on.
From the
regular wedding crashers. Vince Vaughn.
I'm having a ball?
Ho, ho, ho. Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti, that's what it is. I couldn't think of his name.
Sweetheart.
So the whole reason he calls his brother up is because he wants to open this gambling joint in New York, and he needs 50 grand, and the only person he knows that has it is his brother. So anyway, if you guys want to laugh, that's a pretty funny one.
Yeah, I agree with Big Chad too. I watch movies now to point out all the pedos. Cause
yeah, now that guy, didn't he get acquitted? What's his name?
Which one? So many of them.
One with the glasses.
Oh, from the Fred, the one we were just watching?
Clyde Nordercut or whatever his name is. Yeah, he's the guy who played like Lex Luthor and Superman.
I'm not sure.
He got accused of something with boys or something. I don't know, but I heard that he was exonerated, but I think they all get exonerated.
Well, dude, that's like just a few weeks ago. I just found this out. I think I brought it up before, but no, I can't remember. Kevin Spacey.
That's him. Yeah.
That's what you're talking about? Yeah. And it turns out they have never had any evidence. They basically just drugged that guy through anything you can think of, but there's never been any evidence, and he's been acquitted, and he's never been proven guilty. So he's not. But because in the beginning they just said that even me, up until I heard that, I thought he was a pedo or just, but it turns out that it's not true.
Now, why he should have a huge defamation lawsuit? You would think that it would be a slam dunk for defamation at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go throwing around stuff like that because it ruins people's lives forever.
Exactly. And I guess even though he was a multimillionaire, I guess he's like broke now because he was spending all his money on lawyers and courts and all that stuff. So
yeah, he bought all that Johnson & Johnson baby oil. That was bad.
What's up, Diddy? I need help, Diddy.
You know, someone at Johnson & Johnson had to know something was up when they got a 1,000 bottle order from Diddy's house,
Right. Yeah. Like, what the hell why is Diddy just order $1 million, whatever it was? But yeah.
I haven't been in Axe and Nacho's freaking channel, man. I think I missed the last 3.
I was back and forth. Yeah, last night he had forgot what he called it, open panel or something, but he had other musicians in there, and but I was back and forth with that and Creek, and me and my son were hanging out, so I really didn't see much of either. But
Yeah,
my son's gonna subscribe to your channel too, because I was telling him about your channel last night, and then we were watching a little bit, and he's like, "Dude, that guy does all of it, dude. That guy does, dude, that's badass."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Dude, he shows his foot, and he shows the pedal, and dude, that is like, yeah." He was like very impressed and liked you a lot. So
Yeah, I mean, I love Axe and Nacho's show. If you guys get a chance, check it out. There's the link. The links out there. They're great, man. He plays, he sings. Sometimes he tells epic stories. One of these days, I'm gonna make a video out of his story, but I didn't want to step on his toes. But that story is just too good not to be told all the way through. It's a long story about my brother getting his bike stolen, or us getting our bike stolen.
yeah, yeah, that's good stuff, man. Funny as hell.
Yeah, it could be a comedy bit, I think, with a little bit of tweaking. But yeah, Axe and
right
Nacho.
on. Big
Go ahead.
chat. If you're off like a prom dress, man, I'll be over. I'll be there in like 10 minutes, brother. Ooh, I'll be right. But much love to you, big chat. Love you, man.
Take care, big chat. Anyway, what I was gonna say is, Axe. My mom's been real sick. I found her on the ground at my house, or at her house. She wasn't answering the phone. I had to rush her to EMS. Had to rush her to the hospital. It's been there for multiple days now, so I haven't been on YouTube much. This is like the first time, and it's only because I love Steve that I'm on here. You know, because I'm not here to get rich or get famous. I'm just on here because I love it. And anyway, I got to take care of moms, and that's why I missed the show. But otherwise, I would have been there.
But like I said though in the beginning, Dave, right? I said I was gonna tell you, don't even worry about it. Just do what you need to do, because what you got going on is way more important than this. But then I didn't, because I thought this might. And it's been 2 hours, man. So
Yeah, but
did it help any? Do you feel like, because we talked about a bunch of shit, and I mean, and that was the whole reason I didn't say not to come, because I was hoping that it would help you a little bit.
It helps, but the problem is you know, like, I understand the fact that my mom has terminal illness, and when when your favorite person in your life has a terminal illness and you have to watch it slowly, it tears at your soul, man. I don't care how strong you are as a person. It takes a little bit of you every
Yeah.
time, you know, and it's like, if it was quick, I think it would be easier.
Yeah.
But you know how
Yeah,
scared
I
I
agree
was.
with
Like,
that.
I'm flying like 10 miles to my mom's house. She's not answering the phone, and I'm banging on the door. I see her Meals on Wheels out front. So I know she didn't eat lunch, and it's 6 o'clock. So she never went and got her lunch out the porch. I'm thinking, oh my God. All I could say was, God, don't let my mom be dead.
Yeah, that was scary, dude. I remember when you called me and told me about that afterwards. That 6 hours, man.
Yeah, so I picked the lock on the back door, like I said. I went in there, and she was face down. And when I heard her speak in her weak voice, I was so thankful. But she couldn't move. I had to get her to the hospital. So she's been there for 3 days, and we're praying for, like, you know, some answers and miracles and stuff. I know a lot of people don't pray, but I believe that it changes things. So if any of y'all want to pray for my mom, her name is Martha. And if you knew her or you talked to her on here, she'd tell you she loved you. She'd make you laugh. She'd give you a hug, and she probably would feed y'all if you're at her house.
Yeah, she would definitely.
But enough of that.
Yeah, Yeah, and over that, we're at 2 hours, and you know what that means. Even though I hate leaving with all you awesome people here in chat, we usually try to keep it around 2 hours max. So that means we're time for final thoughts. I was trying to say it in that. Remember that 98.7 Detroit radio station back in the days? Midnight Rendezvous for all you lovers out there.
And be
It
like,
was funny.
all you lonely ladies not happy with your man. Call the station after 11.
See that's where like Ronnie York. Well, it's his voice isn't like that, but he's got that perfect radio voice, man. He'd be good for that, you know.
How is he, man? We didn't talk about that at all. I didn't even think about asking
I
about.
was just telling my dad earlier. I'm like, I got to get a hold of Ronnie. I haven't heard from him in a while. So,
Hey, wow, man, I feel your pain, brother. I'll be praying for you guys too. I appreciate all prayers, man. I think they do change things, man. You know, some people say manifest, I say pray. Because some people say good vibes, but you know.
I say both. I say manifest and pray.
But
we got 48 likes. Shout out to everyone. Hit the like button. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit it. That'd be awesome to get over 50.
Yes, sir. Yeah, when's your dad leaving? I didn't even ask.
2 days, Saturday.
Okay, so
this Saturday. My son's leaving tomorrow, and my dad's leaving the next day.
Okay, and guys, just a reminder: if you're in South Carolina, there's 50 monkeys that got out of the zoo or whatever, man, and they're running around. So lock your doors, lock your windows. They're waking everybody out. Remember that video? Climbing in your windows, snatching your people up. You remember that?
No, climbing in.
No. Remember the guy? He goes, "Well, some dude had climbed in my sister's window." You don't remember that? Oh my God, it was like famous. Oh,
no.
Really?
I know once I see it or something, I'm gonna be mad at myself and be like, "Oh yeah, that one," but I can't remember it right now. Don't feed them after midnight, exactly, X.
Well, remember,
Which I never got that. I never understood that. Don't feed them after midnight. Isn't it always after midnight? Like it's after midnight right now. For me, it's 7:13 p.m. So and then it's always after midnight, right?
Here,
Chadwick.
Dude, I think Watt Life is pretty much the funniest guy. No offense to anyone else, but that dude just comes up with some off the wall stuff, man. I enjoy that guy's humor.
Watt Life, Forging Thought. Who else? There's someone else that I haven't seen in a while. That used to always come in or always had some good shit.
I feel like we could sit around in a room and just die laughing for hours.
Oh yeah.
Here it is, man. I found it. I won't play
Hide
the
your
whole
wife. Is that what you're talking about? Hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your husbands. They rate everybody up in her.
Yeah, did I pull it up?
Is that the one you're talking about?
This dude, man.
Yeah, okay, I remember that one. Yeah, see, I didn't. Hide your wives, hide your children, hide your
He's
husband.
climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your love, because they're raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess. We're looking for you. We gon' find you.
I don't want to play the whole thing, but yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, the original of it. And you know what? I seen a documentary type deal on, and all those dudes are paid actors. They're
really,
yeah. And I think he was one of the guys they interviewed in that thing I watched, and he was like, "Yeah, man," they said to say this or anything similar to this, and he's like, I acted ghetto and was just like, hide your wives, hide your children, hide your husbands. They
Right.
make
That was
everybody.
what got me. Is like hide your husband. I'm like, hide your husband? Dang, ain't they getting crazy
Yeah.
out there? They coming after
He
your
said
husband.
I think I mean, I don't know how true it is. What I watched could have been satire, but it seemed pretty real, and the dude was pretty legit. But I think he said he got paid like 20 grand or so, like good chunk of change to do it.
So real quick before my final thought, I'm gonna throw this link up. This is Indy's link. Indy has a show tomorrow night, Friday nights. I think it starts at 8 o'clock, Steve.
Yeah, well, with the time difference, I'm not. It's earlier. Yeah, I think 8 o'clock. Yeah,
I'm not sure if she's still here, but
be like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock for
figure it
me,
out.
3 o'clock. But yeah, I think it's usually around 8 o'clock for Indy, and she usually starts out with has a bunch of great musicians on for the first half, and then the second half she has open panel, and usually
I'm
has a
pretty
full
sure
panel.
between like all of us on here, I'm pretty sure we could make a video better than that dude's video and get rich. Just saying, like if we all collectively tried to collaborate, we could do something crazy and probably go viral and make a ton of money. I mean,
Oh yeah,
networking is always better than single people, I think. More ideas. Anyway,
yeah. Networking is always better. Yeah, that's networking is why I've never had to advertise for my
exactly.
plumbing business. I mean,
And I'll say it again. What I said in the beginning was, private businesses is where it's at. They're the backbone of our society, man. We like little mom and pop shop. My final thoughts are help these guys, man. Go to the little mom and pop shop hardware stores and little candy stores or whatever, man. Buy from them sometimes. I know it's a couple extra bucks or whatever, but we don't want all these huge box stores with all their monopolies, man. I mean, I know sometimes you got to do it for money reasons,
right.
but help the small shops, man. They're the backbone of our society. Without them, we got nothing.
Yep.
All we got is like an Amazon and Walmart left. They're going to raise the prices, and it's going to be hard to get anything. They're not going to be able to keep anything in stock.
I was just gonna say without the mom and pop shops, you're only gonna have 2 or 3 places to choose from, and they're gonna know it, and then the prices triple, and they're like, yeah, exactly. I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my final thought. And then also, if you got parents at home, go give them a hug. Tell them you love them, man. If you're mad at them or pissed at them, let it go, man. Just call them up. You haven't called them up in a long time. Call them up. Just tell them you love them, man. Tell them that no matter what happened between you all, that you forgive them, and just say you're sorry. Don't have pride, man. Pride in this life is just a trap, man. It's a trap that keeps
Hmm.
us in a prison forever until we're humble enough to let it go. I'm gonna be done with that, but just let the pride go. Call those people up, man, and just say, "I love you, man. I'm not gonna let this destroy who we were or what we had."
Right.
That's it for me.
Absolutely. And like I've been saying for years, ego is the enemy, and that's basically what pride is. It's your ego. So don't let your ego ruin good things. And like I always say too, this will be part of my final thought. Like I always say too, is we all have a lot in common. So don't let the 1 or 2 things you don't have in common with other people ruin that. Focus on the good things. Focus on what you do have in common, and don't let stupid shit make your life miserable.
Yeah, I may add one thing to that, man. I didn't talk to my dad for years, man, and then he got cancer. And then we kept saying, "Hey, we're gonna go." This is my real dad, Steve, in Detroit. But kept saying, "Yeah, when you feel better, we're gonna go fishing. When you feel better, we're gonna go fishing." Well, we spent so many years not talking, man, and like the last 2 months we got close, and then I was really upset. Thinking, God, why did I waste all that time on pride, man? He's just a dude. He's just a man. He makes mistakes. He was young too.
Yeah.
He made bad decisions.
Yeah. Yep.
So why not give him another chance? You know what I'm saying? Don't get hurt, but you know what I'm saying. Don't need a safe place, kids.
Yeah. No safe places here. So, all right. Well, with that, everyone, thank you, everyone that showed up. Thank you, everyone, for hitting the like. Oh, we only need one more like to hit 50, but that's
Look
cool.
at Howard County.
And I missed I don't know, I've missed the chat for the past like 20 minutes. And so basically 99.9% of it. I don't know what's going on, but I guess people are arguing. I don't know. But
arguing?
That all goes with like what me and Dave are saying right now. Man, it is what it is. Focus on something else, man. Don't just, can't we all just get along? But I saw something else, but I'm not going to say it on the live.
You don't want to end up like Malice.
Like
Malice Green.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave that there.
We want to be funny, silly, not angry, silly. So, with that being said, have a beautiful morning, beautiful day, beautiful afternoon, beautiful evening, a beautiful night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Much love, much aloha, and most importantly, God bless.
Unfiltered talk, no excuse. From beats to chat, we produce our ways rocking. Turn up the juice. The truth unfolds, you already know. Raw, none cut, we let it flow. It's the realest, let your mind blow. We got them stories that shake the blocks. From hip-hop towns to ticket clocks. Every episode, we raise the stock. In this podcast world, we on top. Yeah, it's Thursday night, we about to blast off. Steve and Dave kicking it, never saw. We got the game on lock, no sign of loss. The mics are charged, now cruise the boss. So tune in, it's the ultimate vibe. Cause this is the podcast. Step up and subscribe.
You don't have to have a mass channel to make it, you know.
Where everybody knows.
I do not sound like that.
It's the only place to go.
You know, that's what the whole freedom of speech is.
That's a good point. Everybody gets a left.
You don't have to agree with it, but you best defend their right to do it. If you don't know your right, you don't have it.
From the dirty south, let the rhymes succeed. Our voices loud, like it's a stampede. Get your headphones ready, we're about to revive. With the kings of the airwaves, here and live.
Teach these government nerds that all swear an oath to it what our freedoms are because they're so lazy they don't.
Fun night. I haven't left that hard in a long time.
You know, don't live on the past or take the present for granted and only think about the future.
People are wearing blinders. They don't understand what
I'm not going to apologize for that.
You were calling him an idiot. I'm really disappointed in you. Something that you just didn't agree on.
And all my money on you tonight. I'm guilty of inciting my constitutional rights.
From the studio to your world we pray. It's just begun. Watch us misbehave. It's the Steve and Dave show where everybody knows. Turn it down, let the truth unfold. Hardcore rap with a swagger that's bold. It's the Steve and Dave show where everybody knows. Steve Harloha brings the noise with flair. They do not hear, man. Catch him if you dare.